I'm Christal Young, and welcome to another edition of Christal's New York. In the city that never sleeps, there's never a shortage of cool things to do, and I've got you covered. Let's begin by popping in to a pop-up that celebrates the life of a musical icon. If you love David Bowie, then sashay your way over to Bowie 75. This Soho pop-up on Wooster Street, not far from where he lived in Manhattan, marks the 75th anniversary of his birth. Framed artwork, sparkly jackets, cufflinks, baseball caps. It's all here. My favorite, the scarf. It's for anyone that wants to be David Bowie. Amazing. Don't leave without getting a few pics for the gram and getting immersed in the music. The Sony 360 reality audio experience pipes in the classics that'll have you tapping your feet to the beat, even if your shoes aren't red. At Fotografiska, New York City's only photography museum, you can check out the genius of Andy Warhol. 120 works, 4 films, all gathered from private collections.
Everything that he's very famous for really started from a photograph.
Known as one of the most prolific artists of the 20th century, he took his camera with him almost everywhere he went.
There's a variety of celebrities that he photographed in his studio. You can see that he really treats each person exactly the same. Athletes, there's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Muhammad Ali's foot.
And if you gave me $1 million to guess, I would never guess Muhammad Ali's shoe. But you never know what to expect, which is a good thing. Often described as provocative and witty, Andy Warhol passed away in 1987, but his work lives on. Kids of all ages can't get enough of the Stranger Things pop-up in Times Square.
We get a lot of people in that have no idea about the show, and they're like, oh, now I have to watch it. It's really, really kind of neat.
The Netflix show, set in the 1980s, may make you yearn for a time gone by. Bucket hat or scrunchie, anyone?
I love cosplaying and I love Stranger Things, so I thought I would combine the two, and here I am in my costume.
This concept store labeled Retailtainment means there's a lot to buy.
Okay, success!
And a lot to try. If bling is your thing, head over to Saks Fifth Avenue to get a quick pic with this glittering spaceman. Frozen with Desire is a collaboration between artist Brendan Murphy and diamond expert Jonathan Schultz. The statue, which took years to create, boasts 517 carats of flawless diamonds and is worth $25 million. Looking for a fabulous night on the town? Fine dining and rare spirits are the hallmarks of fine and rare. Lady Gaga is a fan of this Midtown supper club that feels like it belongs in another century, just like some of the things inside it.
Original teller windows from Grand Central Station.
Oh, no!
Yes.
Nice!
True. Yes.
You can order a mixed drink like the Oaxacan potion, or
Guests can purchase either an individual bottle and store it with us, or they can buy an entire locker.
on the menu, a lot of seafood. This Chilean sea bass is a favorite. Oh, and save room for dessert. You'll want to savor all 28 layers in this decadent chocolate cake. All 28 layers, fabulous. Feeling exotic? Gupshup on East 18th Street transports you to India. No passport? No problem. Gupshup means to chit-chat. Only around here, it's more like chat and chew. Whether you're downstairs or upstairs, the vibrant flavors of Old Bombay take center stage. When dinner is a family affair, grab the kids for a Sunday supper at Portale. Acclaimed chef Alfred Portale specializes in Italian classics the whole family will love.
Dishes that are a little more rustic, a little more comfort food, if you will, but big flavors and big portions.
Dinner starts early at 4 p.m. and for just $20, there's a kids menu that includes dessert. But you don't have to be a kid to enjoy it.
Well, I expect to see you here on Sunday. Bring some friends.
And Monday,
We'll have a party.
and Tuesday and Wednesday. A good handbag is hard to find, finding someone to fix it even harder. Artbag is Madison Avenue's longest-running Black-owned business. Donald Moore started as its porter and eventually became its owner. Now his son Chris runs the place. Loved by legends like Jackie O and Cicely Tyson to fix their handbags, I thought I'd bring in my only Chanel, and what I got was a lecture.
I'm embarrassed for you. I really am. Wow. Yeah. So,
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Okay.
we're going to make this look good.
The end result was a bag you could mistake for brand new. Unique in every way, it's safe to say Artbag is no longer Madison Avenue's best-kept secret. The Christian Dior exhibit at the Brooklyn Museum is a must-see. Trust me, you don't have to have a passion for fashion to adore Dior. The exhibition Christian Dior, Designer of Dreams, traces the meteoric rise and groundbreaking history of the House of Dior. With objects taken primarily from the Dior archives, it includes more than 200 haute couture garments, as well as photographs, archival videos, sketches, and accessories.
He grew up in the Beaux-Arts period, and his mom was a very good dresser. And so when he became a couturier, he wanted to bring that grandness that he saw growing up to the present.
The exhibition brings to life Dior's many sources of inspiration.
You'd see patterns and embroideries and rhinestones and sequins, things that elevated the dress up a few notches.
All of this is done by hand.
Yes.
No sewing machines.
No sewing machines. Everything that you see in this room is hand sewn.
The iconic French designer created beautiful clothes for only 10 years, from the age of 42 to his sudden death in 1957 at the age of 52. After he died, Yves Saint Laurent became his successor.
He only designed 6 collections, but very notable. And the current designer is Maria Grazia Chiori, who had previously been at Valentino.
There are levels and layers to this exhibition. One room houses the Dior dresses worn by some of the world's most famous women. There's Marilyn Monroe's dress from her legendary 1962 magazine spread titled The Last Sitting. There's Nicole Kidman's chartreuse Oscars dress. Lupita Nyong'o wore this stunner at the Cannes Film Festival, and actress Yara Shahidi rocked this youthful look at the 2021 Critics' Choice Awards. Perhaps the most breathtaking room is the central atrium of the Beaux Arts Court, which has been redesigned as an enchanted garden.
In the 1950s, oftentimes a lot of these large dresses were worn to balls.
This is another one that makes me go, ooh.
No, this is a big ooh.
Right, okay, good.
So
I'm glad you validated that.
Yeah, no, it is. It's so fantastic.
It was ooh to me.
No,
it's ooh to you.
It's ooh to me.
Then it is.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Turns out one of my favorites was also the curator's.
It's called Fleur de Amour. Love flower. Love flower.
Love.
And you can see all of the beautiful detailing on the crystals, the chiffon. And in couture, oftentimes the fabrics are made especially for the house. You're not going to find them anywhere but at Dior.
Right.
Christian Dior was interested in a new vision of femininity. And he said it wasn't about just making women more beautiful, but it was also about making them more happy.
Mission accomplished. Coming up, New York, New York. The city's so nice they named it twice. The Distillery's new to New York.
What I'm really selling is what I've always sold, which is New York.
And later,
This hand crank is how it would work. You literally would just turn it, and then there's your music.
we'll show you where you can buy a piece of New York when this special edition of Christal's New York returns. Welcome back. When it's time for an adult beverage, forget the liquor store. Why not head straight to the Distillery? Nestled on a Chelsea side street, Manhattan's first distillery since Prohibition is easy to miss but hard to forget. Raise a glass to our New York. Part distillery, part cocktail bar, this hybrid space is just as unique as Dave Ortiz, its owner, a New Yorker to the bone.
He has a background that sounds like a novel, and really it should be.
In the 90s, Dave helped start a skateboard company called Zoo York. By the early 2000s, he moved on to Dave's Quality Meat, a lifestyle brand and sneaker store on the Lower East Side. Along the way, he struggled with substance abuse until 10 years ago when he decided enough is enough. He got sober and opened Our New York. So how does a non-drinker make a living distilling vodka? Good question.
Selling a spirit and not drinking, there's plenty of people who tell me what it tastes like. What I'm really selling is what I've always sold, which is New York.
So what makes Our New York vodka special? For starters, top-notch ingredients.
We use a corn-based spirit, highest quality that we could find.
This is the workhorse. Tiny but mighty, this small still proves good things come in small packages. It sits next to the blending tank, which is next to the bottling unit.
Oh. Well now, is that vodka or is that getting washed?
Once the bottles are filled, they're corked by hand and labels are attached. There are 3 vodka varieties to choose from.
This is our 80 proof.
I love that size and I love that bottle.
You know, you go to a friend's dinner, you don't want, it's a Wednesday.
You want to do a little something.
You ain't wilding out, you know what I'm saying? So this is that Wednesday bottle.
Love it.
This is Saturday night.
Okay.
This is twice the size. And then lastly is our basil infused vodka.
Before leaving, Dave insisted I try all 3 vodkas straight, and each time it was a case of float like a butterfly without the sting like a bee part. From one native New Yorker to another, there was only one thing left to say.
I'm glad I got to come and be a part of it all.
Wonderful, wonderful.
New York, New York. The city's so nice they named it twice.
Holla!
Coming up.
Baby, now that you're gone. Don't mind me, I'm just standing up. My magic is so dangerous.
The bedside native who just might be the next big thing. Christal's New York isn't always about things you can do. Sometimes it's about the people who make this city sing. Allow me to introduce you to Miles Hardamon.
To medicate, I need to numb the pain now that you're gone,
He's not a household name yet, but Miles Hardamon is on his way. At just 20 years old, he's captured the attention of a lot of music industry heavy hitters, and it all started with his father's old dusty guitar when Miles was just 9.
I wipe it off, start trying to play it. He comes in, he's like, "You want to play that?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "All right, go ahead," you know? So I started learning like chords and whatnot on like, I'm watching YouTube videos, and when I finally learned a couple of songs, I was like, okay, time to take this to like in front of like a supermarket or something.
Are you a freak little baby? Yeah. Oh no.
From the supermarket to the subway to social media, Miles has been grinding for a while now.
You never make me stay, so take your weight off.
Eventually, he wound up on Tory Lane's Instagram live show, The Wow Challenge, and wow was exactly what he did.
My mom always said when I was like a baby, I screamed like extremely like high pitched, way different. I'm the youngest of 4, so extremely different from my brothers. And basically like, she was like, "Oh, he's gonna be a singer," and ever since then, like, I guess I started singing.
Miles's big break came when R&B superstar Neo invited him to a private party, and he brought along his guitar.
I played one of my original songs, and he's like, "Yeah, we gotta talk," and I'm like, he's just saying that, you know, like he's just being nice. But then I see him like giving his number to my uncle, who was my manager, and I'm like, oh my God, this is real.
That crazy experience turned into a music deal with Neo's Compound Entertainment. I thought Miles reminded me of Bruno Mars, a comparison he says he gets all the time. His influences start with the king of pop and include everyone from Usher to Justin Timberlake and Justin Bieber. Miles' first single is a song he wrote himself titled Gone. The video shot in Manhattan was directed by music veteran Benny Boom. My favorite part, in the end, Miles gets the girl.
And at the very end, she's like on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, but I love how cool you are. It's almost like you know. Like, I'd have been like this, like. You like, yeah, I got the girl.
Had to be a little swag.
Yeah.
Give it a shoulder.
1000%.
Yo, my song just dropped. Let's go! Baby, now that you're gone, my mind becomes so dangerous.
This funny video shows Miles' reaction when he hears his song on the radio.
When my song comes on, it's like, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Start pointing at people to dance. I'm like, that's my song! You know? So it's just a really, really exciting experience to have that be me, you know?
With a huge love of music and a ton of natural talent, Miles Hardamon is the one to watch.
Baby, now that you're gone. Don't mind me, I'm just standing up. My mind becomes so dangerous. But I know that you're more tired. Oh no, and I pray we meet again just one more time. Let's get back. No. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Next, New York for sale.
This is terracotta that was removed from 4 Park Avenue South, which was built as the Vanderbilt Hotel in 1907.
How you can take a piece of history home. If you've ever wanted to own a piece of New York City, now you can. At Good Old Things, you can scoop up antiques from New York's decadent past. Follow me inside. Before you walk inside, the artifacts outside are a hint that you may be in for a treat. Old Good Things has 3 stores in Manhattan, and interesting may be an understatement. They specialize in architectural salvage and antiques.
We're treasure hunters.
Oh, I like that.
And yeah, this is not your mom and pop Chotsky antique shop.
From mid-century chandeliers to dramatic wall hangings, it doesn't take long to figure out this place is special.
But what you might not know is all around you are pieces of New York City history.
Manager Jim DiGiacomo showed me a few standout pieces.
This is Bacchus.
Oh, I like that he has a name.
Bacchus
okay.
is the god of wine. See the grapes?
Oh, I should have known that.
This is terracotta that was removed from 4 Park Avenue South, which was built as the Vanderbilt Hotel in 1907. There was a number of these, as well as his partner, Ariadne.
Ah, so wait, he has a girlfriend?
I think they were married.
This marble French mantle once called the lobby of the Plaza Hotel its home.
That's the real deal.
Okay, all right.
And it's got the history.
This grand chandelier illuminated the Palace Hotel. Also magnificent, the former entryway to the presidential suite at the Waldorf Astoria.
Every president from Herbert Hoover to Barack Obama passed through this entryway.
People usually say if the walls could talk.
Right.
But if that entryway could talk, it would have a lot to say. But I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Wow, it's pretty incredible.
And check out this elaborate room divider that once lived in the exquisite La Chine restaurant. There are a number of pieces from old airline terminals. This 1939 clock once hung inside the American Airlines terminal at LaGuardia. And these glass panels came from American's Terminal B at JFK.
And actually, Christian Louboutin used them as partitions in their showroom here in Manhattan.
Oh, I like it.
Everything has a story, like this table with attached seats, an Old Good Things reproduction of a one-of-a-kind found in a United Cargo terminal. It's perfect for New York City living.
It's like, ding dong, someone comes in, I'd be like, hello, welcome to my apartment, and have a seat.
Another favorite of mine, this Edison phonograph from the late 1800s.
That's what the first recorded music was played on. This is a little black cylinder there. That's the record, which later, as everyone knows, they became flat discs.
And this hand crank is how it would work? You literally would just turn it, and then there's your music?
Would you like me to demonstrate it?
I would love for you to demonstrate it.
Old Good Things makes you feel like you stepped back in time. It's history, but without the book. We're so lucky to live in such a great city. There's so much to see and do, and I hope I've given you a lot of new ideas. Until next time, I'm Christal Young.